Hey, it's Vieira, and I want to talk about another camera that I've been shooting with for about a month now, and that is the Leica M3 double stroke rangefinder film camera. Now, the M3, that's the first Leica M rangefinder camera in that series. It came out in 1954 and, became basically the gold standard for Leica as far as design and that real, kind of minimalist approach to photography. It started with the M3, went out through the rest of the series, the M2, the M4, M6, and 7, and the MP, and into the digital bodies. All right, it's that basic form factor, the aesthetics, and yeah, that fully manual, like I said, just minimalist approach to photography. And that's what really draws me to these cameras, right? Because I've been shooting now with my M6 for a little less than a year, and it's easily my favorite camera I've ever owned and shot with, right? I do love the form. I do love the aesthetics. I'm a visual person. I like that kind of thing. But man, the shooting experience, so smooth. And, with fully manual control and that rangefinder focusing, man, I'm so much more engaged in everything I do with that camera. And the Leica lenses, man, I love the image quality. Okay, so Leica M6, favorite camera. But everybody talks about the M3, right? Everybody talks about how smooth it is, the brass construction, that bright viewfinder. Many have said, or many are saying, that the Leica M3 is the best camera that Leica's ever made. So I wanted that. I wanted the best camera Leica's ever made. So I did pick up one. I got a 1957 M3 double stroke from KEH.com in excellent condition. All right, gorgeous camera, fantastic, shoots like it was made last week. Um, you know, with everything that everybody says about the M3, one of the things that really excited me about shooting this with this camera, it's got no light meter, right? Now my M6 does have, it's a fully mechanical camera and can shoot with no batteries, and that's great, but it does have a TTL light meter system that's very simple, very basic, but very solid and very accurate, and really gave me everything I need with that camera. But one thing that I found in shooting film and shooting with my M6 over the past year is that it requires more of me than any of my digital cameras ever did. I have to be more aware of the light. I have to do much more of the work to create the image. The camera does less work, I do more work, right? I like that. To me, it's more rewarding. So, not having a light meter on a camera, not only now would I be in charge of fully setting the exposure, but I would also be in charge of being aware of the light and judging and estimating the exposure by myself, not using the camera. So that excited me, right? Some would look at that as a bad thing, but no, man, I want a camera that forces me to do that all the time, right? So the M3, I was excited. Yeah, anyway, so I did pick that one up. I've been shooting with it for about a month now. I'll go ahead and show you some shots and tell you a little bit more about the camera. So I've just been taking the camera with me out, for walks during the day. And, this is a great way to get started. If this is something that you think you'd like to do to be able to evaluate light and, estimate your own exposures without using any kind of light metering system, just go out during the day, use the Sunny 16 rule, and man, within no time, you'll be nailing the exposures or at least be in the ballpark, maybe a third stop off or two-thirds. But that's all very correctable, right? It's really not as hard as most people think it is. And for all these images, I'm using Fujifilm Acros 100 speed film, push to 400. And that's pretty much my setup day or night because it does give me that contrast and that punch that I like, but also keeps those smooth highlights that film is great for. But yeah, I'll let you check out a few more images here. So the Leica M3. Now I did mention this is the double stroke version, and that simply means that rather than one long single stroke to advance your film, you've got two short strokes like this. I like the double stroke method better, right? And I can see why people would like the single stroke method better. It's one simple movement, right? But to me, man, the double stroke just feels a lot better, right? It's two shorter strokes, a little more ergonomic, but you know what? Either way, it works great. I couldn't complain if I had either one. They did make a single stroke M3 that came out, I think, shortly after this one was made. This camera was made in 1957, so it might have been like 58 or 59, but I don't want to guess on that. Anyway, this is just a preview to this camera. I just kind of wanted to show it to you, to kind of give you my initial thoughts, but I'll do a follow-up video and it's more in depth, more detail, compare it to some of the things on my M6 and let you know what I think about that. Anyway, I love the M3. I love that it doesn't have a light meter. I'm Ted Vieira, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.